Good morning, my name is Rosie. I would like to start doing videos on things like moon cycles, shadow work, meditation, yoga, different things that I have learned over the years. I think that they would be fun to inspire other people to practice them in their daily lives and kind of get them introduced into these things. So today we're going to talk about the full supermoon that is happening today. It is September 29th, 2023. The moon is in full supermoon in Aries. So with this full supermoon, it is an invitation to move towards your authentic self, more authentic relationships, and to choose ourselves before we try to be chosen by other paths. So this is a time to step back. It's a very potent energy of change. So you step back and self-reflect. You may ask yourself some very strong questions. Who am I? What am I doing with my life? And how can I face my fears to invoke my courage? These things are pretty much brought on from the energy of the astrology things happening around us. I am not very educated on astrology, just based off of myself. I have to look that stuff up, but I do take advantage of Google, and I do that. So I looked up some things about the supermoon, what it may mean, what it may bring, and I found out some very interesting things. So this supermoon is happening closer to Earth, so that is why it's going to be very, very bright. It's directly across from the sun. The light from the sun brings more clarity to our inner emotional world and offers us a chance to reach a deeper level of awareness. So, again, these are times to bring the light to the darkness, reflect on yourself, your life, and the changes that you would like to make. Since this moon is in Aries, individuals impacted by Aries may be more likely to experience changes in their relationships, as well as clearer awareness of their desires and needs. They will be invited to recover their connection with their courage and channel the energy of anger in an empowering, creative way. So Aries is the sign of new beginnings, and full moons represent endings of cycles. Full moons also represent the cervix at birth, so it opens up into a full moon type of shape, and the baby comes out. So in this scenario, the baby is Aries, the new beginning. So this is a chance to end something to start something new. There is an urgent need for something to be changed. Aries is hot-tempered and ruled by Mars, the god of war. And things need to be completed for new beginnings to start. Mars is in Libra. Libra is the opposite sign of Mars. So Libra is a peacekeeper and likes harmony and balance, and Mars is a warrior. So he just is destructive, straight to the point, no peace, ain't playing no games. Okay, so together they can create a lot of tension, and you may feel that in the air. Opposite of Mars is Chiron. Chiron is a centaur that was a healer and a mentor for other gods and stuff like that in Greek philosophy. He was shot by Hercules' arrow and gave up his immortality to allow what was it? Damn it. I want to say Pegasus. It's not Pegasus. It's he allowed somebody else to live. Prometheus. Okay, sorry. He allowed Prometheus to live as immoral in his place so he could die. And then he was put into the constellations as the sign for Sagittarius. Okay, so that's where that centaur comes from. Sorry, whole backstory. Anyways, Chiron brings up deep wounds, exposes us in ways that we feel vulnerable, and makes us kind of reactive, because if we aren't content with these things, then we're going to be not comfortable, we're going to be reactive, we're going to be trying to push them away and ignore them. So this brings up the need for shadow work and different things to reflect within yourself. You know, whatever you're feeling during these times, you just kind of ask yourself why you're feeling that. Dig in deeper to it and look at the root structure of things, and really go along your mind of your thoughts and start weeding your garden, is what I say. So Mars is in a squared position with Pluto. The way that they are reflecting off each other right now, the two may bring power struggles, fears, and covered emotions to surface. Pluto is the lord of the underworld and represents transformation. Take time to release and clear this energy and not be so reactive. So with the Aries and the Libra polarity, that is balancing the me and the we. This is the opportunity to find better harmony, better harmony between self and relationships, and concentrating on our desires for independent self-actualization and fulfill our needs for connection and belonging. So this really allows you to take the time to step back, reframe these relationships with other people, and say, look, I want these relationships to work, but this is where my boundaries are and this is where it lies. It's very important to establish these things, because if you are not serving yourself and you're allowing others to not serve you too, then you're just going to continue to get burnt out, and you're not going to be able to keep these relationships going in a healthy manner. And it's going to also take energy from you in an unhealthy manner. Whenever we balance ourselves and we get ourselves onto our life's path of where it needs to be, our potential, our conversations get more meaningful, our relationships get more meaningful, and the signs around us get more meaningful. Meaning, things start lining up, they start making more sense, and a lot more coincidences start to happen. But it's all synchronicity. All it is aligning your life to where it needs to be. We can all do this. This full moon is going to bring a lot of things out to you, and it's going to make it to where you got to make a choice in your life. No matter what you do, this is going to be your choice. So you can either be with it or fight against it, but it's still happening, and whatever actions you choose to take are going to direct you into your new path after this. Libra is the season to be focused on mastering relationships, attuning to others, and refining our social skills, while Aries, the full moon, reminds us to not neglect ourselves, our needs, and our desires. Harness the power of your anger to generate positive changes in our lives. So sometimes when we feel angry and all these things, we want to fret and just sit in one spot and just stew and allow that stuff to just boil inside of us. And really what that does is that traps that energy into your body, and it's just like a ping pong ball just going back and forth. And really inside of you, that does damage to yourself. Like that, think of yourself as building a little deck of card house, you know, and that ping pong ball is just going and going and going. You can't even build your house because there's no stability, there's no calmness, the wind's just rolling. So sometimes we have to step back and clear that to know where we find ourselves peacefully sitting, to know who we are, and then from there we can decide what our boundaries are and what we're going to allow in our lives. So one more thing I wanted to mention, it's kind of random. I was thinking this morning, before I even got out of bed for some reason, about horoscopes and how all that stuff works. And it was before I looked up all this stuff about the moon. So it was kind of funny how it all interlinked, and that's why I want to bring it up, because it was just a random thought to me. But I think all the time about how in chemistry, my favorite thing that I learned was that everything is just like mirrors. It's just a reflection of itself from the large scale to the smallest scale you can get to. And everything is pretty much represented in similar ways on different levels. And if you have done this education of like biology or chemistry or something like that, you may be able to understand what I'm speaking on there. Astrology too, just planets and stuff like that, as well as cellular things. But humans basically are created from elements. So whenever we think of elements on the periodic table, he is just not content right now. I'm sorry, I've recorded this 3 times, so he's done with me. Elements on the periodic table, they can react to each other, or they can combine. They're always trying to fulfill themselves to be the gases, right? The noble gases. They always want to take away from others or add to themselves or give themselves away to others. So pretty much they diffuse, or they can be combustible, reactive. They can or they can combine together. So this works the same with other people, like people that we encounter. So like think of our horoscopes, where we look up our birth time, our place, the time of year, and all that stuff. It's because it all interlinks. It's because of the way that the planets and everything else are sitting in the sky and everything. That's what is the energy and the molecules and the elements and everything else. That's what's being directed in these areas. So that's what you're going to be made out of more. So you pretty much finding out your birthplace and time and all this other stuff. They can find your little map is what it's called, and that can really tell you. I'm sorry. That can really tell you a lot about your life and how you are going to react to people, what your purpose is. All these things really are there, and you should look into it. But yeah, the way that we're made of elements and all that combines is how we're going to react to the people around us and the elements they're made out of. And then these things happening in the world, the full moons, the eclipses, all these different things in astrology that sometimes we don't pay attention to, can create more feeling and emotion in areas that we are not expecting. And sometimes if we're not ready for it and prepared for it, it can really throw us off, especially if we don't know what's going on around us and we just kind of take it as, oh, well, that's just happening because of other people or because of myself. Come on, baby. But I'm going to go ahead and end this because he's done with me. But I am excited to do more videos and talk about deeper things. I want to get started on shadow work and maybe start up a little group to have people get into that as well, because I would like to create a little connection of healing, because I like to be social and be around people. I just don't like to be drained in my energy and for everybody to be so off balance. So it took me a lot to learn these things myself. I was pretty much fully self-taught except for things on the internet, and this is not really something that my family practiced, so it's all new to me. It was new to me 6 years ago. But I would love for you guys to open up that book and start being curious about all these things that life has to offer. Alright, well, we'll do this, and see you later.